Hi, this is Patricia Baker, Chandler Gilbert Community College faculty, and I want to take a few minutes to talk about another Java class, the string class. And today we've already talked about the scanner class and the random class, and let's take a look at now another class. And here are the 3 steps which we talked about today in class. You've got to make sure that the class is available to your program with an import statement if needed. You've got to create the object, and then once the object's created, you can invoke any of the methods. So let's go ahead and take a look. We're going to use the scanner class, so we needed to import the scanner library. But with the string class, it's already included in the standard Java library, so there's no import needed. So let's take a look here. What we're going to do with this program is that we're going to prompt the user for 2 words as strings, and then save those into 2 string objects, the first one being word 1 and the second one being word 2. So here, let's step back a little bit. Here's where we're declaring our scanner object like we've been doing in our programs, and the name of the object is scan. And here's where we're going ahead and we're prompting the user for the first word, and then using our scanner object to grab that word and put it into a string object called word 1. And we did the same for word 2. So this line here actually declares and creates an object called word 1, which happens to be a string. Strings are slightly different than other objects. I could do this too. I could say string first name is equal to Fred, and that's okay. I don't have to have the new here. This is doing exactly the same thing, so that it's then analogous to what we do with scanner, but we're so used to using strings just in that other format where we just go ahead and declare a string that they allow you to not have a new command. Notice we don't have a new command here when we're pulling it in with the scanner. So we don't need the first name in there anymore. Okay, so we've got the 2 words declared. And now once we have those objects, remember you can then invoke methods that are declared in the class. So the class we're looking at is the string class, and I have that pulled up on the API here because the first method we're going to take a look at is the length method. So according to the API, if an object invokes the length method, it's going to return the length of that string in integers. So how many characters are in that string? So if we come back here and look at what we've done here is we're just putting in another string our result so that we can print it out here with an easy printout. So we're going to take the length of word 1 and then we display that. So if the word was cat, then the length would be 3. If the word was good, then the length would be 4. So that's how that works. And then here's another example of using another method, and now this object, word 2, is invoking the toUpperCase method, and I bet you can guess what that does. That takes whatever is in word 2 and converts it to uppercase and displays it. It doesn't actually change what's in word 2, it just displays it. And we're going to go ahead and display that. Okay, here's another example of what you can do with strings. So this really is a string here, concatenate with the space, and we've taken it and we've concatenated that with whatever's in word 1 and concatenated that with a space and then whatever's in word 2 and then displayed it. And in this next example, we're looking at another method called substring. But to have this make any sense, let's take a quick look at how Java actually, what kind of information is associated with strings in Java. Let's say the string that we've created contains the word cowboy in it. Well, Java knows associated with the string are what are called indexes. So letter C is an index 0, letter B is at index 3. And that's important when we look at the substring. When we look at substring, let's say cowboy was in word 1. And if we invoke the substring method, it says look at whatever's in index 0 through, but not including what's in index 3. So it's going to return COW because it doesn't actually include what's in index 3 and display it. And the last one I just showed, you can actually invoke methods of strings by just putting the string instead of the string name, you can actually put an actual string there and invoke a method. And this would do the same thing. It would just return COW. So let's call them. Let's go ahead and compile it and run it. And as we're running it, we'll kind of look at the code that's generating what's happening here. So let's enter the word, I don't know, Fred. Whoop, I'm not down. I need to be down here. Or let's generate happy. We'll say the first word is happy, and now it's asking me for the second word. We'll say student. So at this point, I have created word 1. It contains the string happy, and word 2 contains the string student. And so the very first thing we're doing with this, after we have happy and student, as we get the length of the word down here and the length of word 1. Let's look at the resulting code. Here's the code here. And happy does indeed have 5 characters, so it returns a 1. Okay, and then in this next example, we take whatever's in word 2 and we convert it to uppercase for displaying. And student is in word 2, and what's returned is student in all uppercase. Okay, in this case, we're concatenating with a space. Happy is in word 1. There's the space, and then student is in word 2, and we print it out. And then indeed, when we look at the substring again, remember the substring goes ahead and takes what's in 0 up to, but not including what's in index 3. So for happy, that would be HAP. And then here's what happens when we actually invoke it using the string cowboy. Was 0 to 3. We get COW. So you can go ahead and I've got this code on Blackboard, and you can take a look at it. But this should help you out when you're looking at one of your homework assignments to generate a username, and you can look at this in conjunction with the solution set that I put on for what we did in class with the in-class activity rolling dice. I had you generate a game name for that, and this will give you a little more info. So we'll see you in class.